My name is Jon Grim. I am an oil painter slash graffiti artist, and I've been doing graffiti for about 20 years and oil painting for about 10. I had a unique, upbringing in graffiti, if you will, because my father actually did graffiti back in New York 1972, and my older brother also did graffiti. So naturally, with them two being huge inspirations, I kind of took to it very, very organically, if you will. I have to be serious, I can pretty much attribute digital art to all of my success pretty much in the art community. Because before I began doing digital hyperrealism, I initially wanted to be a comic book artist, and I would always draw, more comic book type stuff. Once I got into hyperrealism, I couldn't afford to do oil painting. I just didn't have the money for it. So I did have a tablet and a digital software program to paint in, so I went ahead and I practiced hyperrealism digitally first, and then went ahead and applied that to oil paint. And also I did all my cartoons and things of that sort in digital as well, and even some graffiti. So pretty much all of my work stems from digital. I think it's easy when you work from home and you work as an artist, it's easy to kind of get comfortable and lazy. So in order to kind of keep on track with things, I treat it like a real job. I put real job in quotation marks, but I treat it like a normal job anybody else would have. I wake up in the morning and I get ready to do art the same way somebody might get ready to leave for work. And that kind of just helps me, get into the zone for actually working on my art throughout the day. So I had mentioned earlier how a lot of my work stems from digital, because in the beginning I couldn't afford to do oil painting. So I did a lot of digital hyperrealism, and I worked with a lot of models and makeup artists and photographers back then in order to paint portraits hyperrealistically, which this helped me out tremendously, later on when I would finally transition from digital to hyperrealism. And even nowadays when I do, cartoons, or I do anything that isn't traditional oil painting, all of that happens digitally. Like I even do a lot of graffiti digitally. So the tablet is a huge part of my current work, cycle. I think inspiration in art is one of those things that a lot of artists focus on, and it's one of those things that's not very necessary, because it's not something that's going to be there 100% of the time. Inspiration is going to be one of those things that you're certainly going to lack from time to time, and I believe it's really important for a lot of artists to get used to working on their art without having inspiration. Now, when you have inspiration, that's great, that's beautiful, that's an amazing thing, and you certainly take control of that and take that opportunity to draw or paint or do your creative outlet. But I think it's important to just be able to draw and all that stuff that you need to get done. As far as keeping the inspiration though, as far as that goes, I would say I really like to understand and analyze a lot of the things in my environment and a lot of things around me, so like that I can better illustrate them and draw them and create them within my artwork. So that's where a lot of my inspiration stems from. I will do a lot of observing and studying and then researching on specific, objects or specific places or specific things. That way I can bring them to life more accurately in my artwork. Right? Like, what more could an artist ask for? That's probably the best part. Definitely, number one, patience. Number two, persistence. And number three, having the discipline to work consistently. Once again, as I stated before, I think it's very easy for anybody who works at home to be able to just kind of get a little bit complacent or lazy, and having the discipline to not fall into that trap is really important. And also having the discipline to be patient with progress is very important, because it can be really demoralizing to, draw for hours and hours and hours and for you to not get the results you want. But understanding that it takes time and it takes patience to achieve the goals you want is extremely important, just for your mental, stability and not going crazy in your studio. And that is the last question. XP Pen, thank you tremendously for, this opportunity, and even sending me the little goodie bag you did. I love this little tote you gave me. It's real nice.